Welcome to Not What You Were Expecting,
Sort of came to terms with the fact that maybe it wasn't going to happen.
a podcast about pregnancy and motherhood.
And I opened up and it was like the pregnancy test and I went...
Brought to you by Elevit.
He started regressing and he's non-verbal, and that's incredibly freaky. It's incredibly mysterious.
I'm your host, Anika Moore. Today's show is a little bit different from previous shows, talking about birth, pregnancy, being a mum, but today we are doing it from a man's perspective with radio, TV personality. You're quite a fruity kind of guy, aren't you?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to be talking about it being a mum from a dad's perspective.
Yeah, from a dad's perspective. Welcome, Mikey Havoc.
Thank you, Anika. Lovely to be here.
You have a son who's 5.
Beautiful boy.
How old were you when you had your son, Kaias?
I just thought I'd get in early at 46.
At 46?
Yeah, which is weird because it's, to be honest, it's something, having a child was something that I really wanted, I think more than anything, forever.
Yeah.
But I was really wary about it, But it got to the stage where I sort of came to terms with the fact that maybe it wasn't going to happen. By that stage, I was in a relationship with a girl who had a daughter already.
Yeah.
So I'd sort of gone, okay, if we're going to get into that relationship, well, I'm taking on not just one person, 2 people,
Yeah.
And that was really cool. It was really cool being around her and helping bring her up, being welcomed in in a step parent sort of thing, which I hadn't expected. And I sort of just had this moment of, you know what, I think I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by all that, and I can share whatever I've got to give with those kids. So I lived a very exciting life, and I'm very grateful for all the things that have happened, and maybe that's just one of the things that the universe has decided not. But then it did, and then now, way, and here we are.
Tell us about when you found out you were going to be a dad.
So, to his mum's credit, she called me up and said, "Can you come around before work?" Also, just for the story's sake, so my dad passed away when I was 5. Okay, and it was killed by a drunk driver. I'm not saying poor me, but it's definitely something that
It's part of your story.
It's part of my story, yeah, totally. And being a guy growing up, my mum did a spectacular job, but being a guy growing up, me and my brother doesn't really remember him. I don't really remember him. I just remember how he felt being around. And as you get older, you get more aware of not having a father figure there, And so Father's Day is a weird day for me. I kind of feel, it makes me feel a little bit sad sometimes, And she called me up and she said to me, "Oh, I know Father's Day is a kind of a really weird day for you, so I bought you a present." And I just went, and it was this little thing, and I opened it up and it was like the pregnancy test, and I went...
How long did it take you to click?
And I went, and
Is that what you did?
Yeah, I just looked at it and went... Because, like you say, it was an accident.
like a happy accident.
Well, yeah, somehow it happened, and it probably shouldn't have.
What was the first thought that went through your head? Like, did you think of a baby that you were holding? Did you think of your dad? Did you think of how happy you felt, like a feeling, a colour?
First thing, I know we're jumping ahead here, but names.
Talk whatever.
You suddenly realise how many people you hate. When you get to that, how many people in your life that you've gone, I can never call them that, because you reference the name to everything else,
Yeah.
But also the whole, I guess I've just had people all my life go, "You know what, Mike, you'd be a great dad." And then listening to people go, it's a big decision. It's a big life change. It's like, oh, really? Oh, who would have thought that having a human being would be a massive life change? I hate people who say that.
Well,
I think
that's
so
also
stupid.
a part of our ego going, don't tell me how to feel. Don't tell me what to expect. I'll expect it when it happens, right?
Yeah. And so, but that's, so that builds up from when you're 20, say, or even earlier, I guess. It's a lot of time of people going, you know what, and telling you all about their kids and blah, 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 blah. And I love it, but it's a lot of stuff, advice and hints.
We had twins the first time around, so we always got, double trouble.
Double trouble. Oh, you'll never sleep now.
Which I didn't. Actually, they were right about that. So they were right about that.
Luckily, though, I had already mastered the art of not getting a lot of sleep.
Did you prepare? Like, what was your preparation style?
To be honest, because his mum had a baby before, and she's a great mum. I leant on her a lot for I leant on her a lot, but I leant on her a lot for advice. But it was funny, for years and years, people have been saying to me, kids, when you have kids, it's this, and this. The thing is, it changes your life, But I would say now that nobody, not one single person over all those years has even come close to describing how it actually does change your life. And I don't know if I can describe it. I don't know. It's maybe 10 seconds before I die, I might be able to go, oh, it's blah, 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 and then I'll die.
Yep.
But it's really hard to describe. But one thing I did find unusual is with all the preparation, I've got this weird thing where sometimes when I get really freaked out about things, I fall asleep. So when we're at home and she goes, I think I'm going into labour, I'm like, I'm going to have a lie down. Like, seriously.
Wow.
Like,
that's so supportive.
luckily she sort of knew what was going on there. And I was like, got up, oh, can anyone see, I found my belt? She's like, we're going to the hospital now. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to find my belt. Because I just wasn't, it's scary. It's scary, man. It's really scary.
Sure.
And then you get to the stage where the actual baby's been born and suddenly realise women are superheroes. Guys, and I held the leg. That's the extent of the extent of my medical capabilities. And my son being born, I held the leg and said, "You can do it, babe."
So you were at the business end instead of holding her hand, Yeah,
I was whatever needed to be done.
You held the leg.
Held the leg, and you can do it, babe. No, it'll be fine. You can do it, babe.
Okay.
It was me. Good on you, Mike.
I want to come
what
back
a useful man.
I know. No, you are a useful man because you were there for starters.
Yeah.
My dad was in prison when I was born. So there's my dad. You're here.
Yeah, that's better.
Did you worry about your fertility? Because you kind of brought it up a little bit before.
Yeah. Like I say, it wasn't planned. If we planned, I would have gone to a specialist and gone, so how are they? And, here they are. How's the team looking? All that sort of thing. I don't know. I don't know how that all works because we didn't do it. But it happened. It happened. And that was exciting. Look, there's a little bubba there.
Hey, so for women, being pregnant can cause a lot of anxieties. What did you worry about the most throughout the pregnancy?
Everything. What was going to happen afterwards? Like, you wouldn't say, there's the poster boy for responsibility. And it was like, right. And I wanted very much for the relationship to remain intact. I just feel like there's a lot of guys just wash their hands of the thing. And I didn't want to be that guy. I didn't want it just to be a pain in the ass and shrug it off and I've always hoped I'd be someone that would never be that person. And
how did you put that into practice?
Just tried to figure out what was necessary and most of all care.
Yeah.
Most of all, I tried to, from when he was born, I just tried to, if there's something else, turns out I'm really good at putting him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like that sort of thing. Things like changing nappy, I don't mind doing that at all. It's kind of fun. That's not the, people that make a big deal out of that are just
hold your breath for 30 seconds, basically.
It's overwhelming how interesting it is having a child.
Yeah.
And it's grounding at the same time as being completely out of this world. And even little things like, that, even the science of it, it boggles my mind. It really does. Like things like that. When a baby's in the womb and it's breathing fluid, it's got two chambers in its heart, and then when it has that first breath, those two chambers turned into four, so it can breathe air. What? You just did that? This is after the Superwoman's birth. Created the thing and birthed it. Like, it's phenomenal. Every little second of every little thing is like you don't want to miss it, and And our son had a thing called hydrocephalus, which is water on the brain. The bones hadn't matted yet.
Yeah.
It means that it can swell up like a light bulb, and and then just it's really bad. So he had to have brain surgery when he was like sort of before he was just when he was about 1, and that was phenomenally terrifying.
Yeah, for both of you, right?
But he did great with it, but just the whole way it all works, and it's a little bubber, and Jesus Christ, I've just fallen in love with him so much, and which is funny though, isn't it weird the way that you can fall? Like, when I think back then, how in love with them I was then, but oh my God, how in love with them I am now.
Yeah,
you become quite protective, and quite sort of. Is it weird that every single day I go, oh God, I hope he's okay? Every day I panic about him being alive.
Yeah,
every day.
When he was in her puku, or even now?
Since then till now.
Okay.
Worse now. I just go, please don't ever die. Please don't ever die. I love you so much. Please don't ever die. Something. And in that situation, it was like, please everything be okay. And,
So what I want to know is about the birth. What was your experience, and what were your expectations versus reality?
I remember that because we were at birth care. And so they don't have drugs at birth care or anything, but they do have nitrous.
Oh, so you got on the nitrous,
had a little
the
bit of
cliche.
nitrous as well. But at one stage it was like I say, I was holding the leg, and she's had a couple. She's like, because it's starting to get to the it's starting to get to the moment sort of thing, and she's like, I don't think I can, because it makes your voice deep. I don't think I can do it, babe. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure you can do it, babe. Come on. And we sound like a couple of truckers, like sort of urging, come on, mate, get in there. So that was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But then when he was born, he had beautiful little guy, and to be honest, I expected worse. I expected it to be a lot messier and freakier than it was. And it was actually beautiful. It was like,
so the reality
it was actually beautiful.
It was beautiful.
And a lot of it, I don't know if it's selfish, but a lot of it was about me going, oh, man, I felt useless then. I just felt like,
you were there. Why would you feel useless?
Well, because I didn't just grow a human inside me and just pass that human out through my, and then just that was fantastic. To be there and watch that, it was just like I totally. Don't get me wrong, I love women, but it just like a superhero.
I was going to talk to you about that jealousy thing, because I've had, my partners have had babies, and I've watched them being born, the twins and so on. And I'm lucky that I got to have my own baby as well. But I did, when the twins came, I felt horrifically jealous. I was so jealous that she got to breastfeed, she got to birth them, and it was something that they never talk about. And especially because I'm a woman, because I know that I could have done that. But as a man, how did you feel any ounce of jealousy or?
I kind of sometimes feel that, like there's definitely a bond that
we'll never have.
Yeah. But which I think now that my son's just about to turn 5, I think that I'm starting to feel
changes.
I'm starting to feel that there's a dad thing, and I can sort of sometimes feel that she notices that when there's a dad bond that she's not getting as well. But initially, that first wee while, the whole dependent on mum for being alive thing.
Yeah.
And dad's just like, and don't forget dad. Hey, I'm there too. And
Well, you baby whispered him, so that was good.
Yeah, did too.
What was the most overwhelming emotion you felt when you first held your baby?
I definitely cried, but I don't know. I've cried more about it. I remember at one stage, sort of once I had him home, and I was just dancing around singing to him in the lounge. I just broke down in tears about how beautiful the whole situation was, and that was really cool. It's that thing of going, I really just hope I lock in and love you forever.
And do you love him forever?
Yeah,
and have you locked in? And do you feel like you have been, the best you can be as a father?
I probably have, like I say, I probably could have been better, but it's not through want of trying. And sometimes I go, that was a lazy day. You're a lazy dad today. You could have done that and made today a bit more. But then there's been other days where I've sort of made up for it. So
I don't know if beating yourself up is
no,
the way, but every parent does it. And it's nice to be kind and gentle to yourself every day, because you've only got your own brain to fight with. Now's a good time for me to tell you about Elevit. You may know the pregnancy multivitamin Elevit, but you may not know about a similar multivitamin available for men. Elevit contains antioxidants that support healthy sperm development, so you can be sure that your partner is doing their bit to support conception too. Remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use. Vitamin supplements are supplementary too, and not a replacement for a balanced diet. We're back with Mikey Havoc, and he has been talking... Hello, Mikey.
Kia ora.
And he's been talking about his experience of becoming a dad, or matua. Kia ora.
Yeah.
So once baby was born, what did you expect it to be like compared to what it was like?
What did I expect it to be like? I didn't know. My only other experience was like going around to see my brothers, my nephew or something like that, and where I go around and just, here's Uncle Mike!
Lots of fun.
Leave it at a high point, sort of thing. I guess, people just won't shut up about mate, so I bet you haven't had any sleep, that whole thing. But I've been a massive, I really try and give it about how much, about food and nutrition and health.
Cool. Good.
I'd like to think that I at least know, but maybe not don't put it to practice myself. But at least I'm really wary of what he feeding him the right stuff and making sure that, you don't put him to bed next to a modem. The car seat's the right car seat. And,
Isn't it exhausting, though? Because I know what you're doing, and it's just, you think about your son 24/7. You think about his welfare 24/7.
And then when you don't, though, you get really hung up on the fact that
you're not.
Did you just care about yourself more than anything? Were you just worried about whether you're going to be able to make it to that gig just then?
Yeah.
You terrible father. That sort of thing. And there's a wee bit of that goes on as well.
I've never really wondered what it's like for a man and a father, because in New Zealand, it's just, she'll be right. Oh, harden up, toughen up. And I've never ever heard someone talk so openly about being a parent, especially a man. It's
really?
Just, it's really amazing. And also just quite, you think the same things that women think, like we're on the same path, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
When you're at the supermarket and your kid's going, nah! And you're at the self-checkout and you're just going, he's fine. And everyone's going, that.
I've gone past caring. I'm on my fourth child. I don't care. I'm like, you sick, preach it, Whitney Houston Jr. If that's what you want to do, then that's what you want to do. And if old people, no offence, old people, but it's mostly old people that look at me like they want to stab me. So this is a really good question. The mum takes over syndrome. So only mum knows how to do it, right? Did you feel shut out from looking after baby? Was there ever a feeling of redundancy? I asked this question because I know how it feels.
Hard out. Yeah, totally. Like a lot of time, and especially because I really respected his mum as a mum. Mm-hmm. And to the point where I think she probably got sick of me constantly, basically saying, "Well, how would you do it?" Or you tell me how, or asking her for advice because. Which is, I guess it's all I really had the only person I had to ask, and because I did respect it, then I found myself, wanting to get it right. Is this milk too hot? Is that too hot? How do I do this? And how much of this is right? And do you think maybe? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then when you come into your own, it's quite exciting. Yeah.
When did you come into your own?
Last week, maybe.
Still working on that.
Still working on that. Yeah, I guess when we broke up. Yeah.
Well, that's what I was getting at, because you did separate.
Yeah.
How old was Kaius when you separated?
2.5.
Okay, so you had to crash course solo parenting, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and that sucks. That sucks.
Yeah.
It sucked for me mostly. It sucked because I really wanted, like I mentioned before, I really saw the importance of having someone who's the parent, being able to talk to another parent and talk to about the kid is good for everybody.
So,
because the one thing I don't like about being a solo parent is something happening and just having no one to turn around and go, wow, look, or hey, do you think that's good or bad? Or
midnight when they've got a temperature.
Or just, like things like that where it's, and just just to be able to go, that's cool, eh? Or well, or remember that, and if you don't remember it, then that person's remembered it. So
share the moments, good and bad.
So
right?
I really felt for him that I was that we were letting him down by doing that, you know what I mean?
I think that it really hits you because you go, okay, I want to separate from you. And then it's like, I'm not going to be able to see my child all the time because I have to share them.
I'm essentially pretty much legally, like there's an argument for me not seeing my child all the time or losing half my child's life, which I find that I get it, but I really hate it.
And you're going through the grief of the separation and the grief of not being able to see your son as much, and your mental well-being is suffering. And I know because I've been through that too as a father, but you build yourself up. You build yourself up, you wake up. You have to. You've got your responsibilities. Yeah. So, yeah. And it's good that you talk about it because this will help other people. This will help other men.
One thing that did my head in, which I don't think anybody really could understand at the time, was suddenly my son, who for the last 2 years has been in the room next to me, and I can hear him breathing, and I can hear if he's upset, and I can hear if something's wrong. For half the week, he's not there, and that sucked. Like that was the worst. That was when I felt so useless. And however we got to that point, for whatever reason, that was really hard. That was really, really hard, and to try and just sort of explain that to somebody is really difficult. Yeah.
Did you feel lonely? Did you feel heartbroken?
Terribly lonely, like alone. Yeah, and because that's so like as much as having someone there that you're responsible for, just around the corner, just there. As annoying as that is, and the responsibilities that comes with, and you can't just bail off and go night clubbing, then, but losing it is terrible because you go, is he okay? Like I trust he's somewhere safe, but
Yeah.
I'm just not there. And
I get it.
I found that really, really hard.
So your boy is on the autism spectrum.
Yes.
So how does it impact him?
Interestingly enough, we didn't find out till he was all progressing normally till he's about 2. He started talking, and then sort of just not long after that, he started regressing, and now doesn't.
Okay.
He's non-verbal, and that's incredibly freaky. It's incredibly mysterious. It's incredibly. You start looking. You play the blame game all over the show, and then you realise that's pointless, and you just want things to be good for him. It's. At that age, especially, if you pick your son up and he doesn't look you in the eyes, there's a lot of that. I know, but now he's at a stage where he'll just sit there for an hour every morning, punching me in the face, and which I sit there and I go, stop, but I love you, stop.
Is that him communicating with you because he's non-verbal?
He's where he's at the moment. He's at a stage which is difficult because he can get whatever he wants. He can just go, he's like trying to toilet train him. See you later. See you. It doesn't even. Why would I sit here? What am I sitting here for? This is stupid. I just can go to. You'll change my nappy whenever. You're trying to get him. I've never seen him fall over, ever. He's smart. He's clever. But he has never bothered to count to 5. Doesn't care. Doesn't. He's obsessed by Peppa Pig and a few other cartoons, and he'll say things like, I'll be lying in bed in the morning, he'll wake up and go, burble a little bit of foreign film, like I say, and then he'll go, hello, shopkeeper, hello, Peppa. Susie, have we got any bread? I don't know, see, have we got any bread? No, but I've got a toy house. And you go, what the? What? Hang on, what?
And then he'll shut shop for the day.
Shut shop for the day. And maybe you say it one more time.
So how did you figure out that Caius had something was not wrong, but something was happening within him?
Well, he was definitely like there's I can't remember the name for it rudely, but the Māori definition of it is in their own time and space. For a long time, if I just hid in the cupboard and he walked into the room and I jumped out and went, ah! He wouldn't even blink. Not even probably even look at my direction.
Yeah.
And so and the way that I've come to sort of describe where he's sort of at is like he's got 36 pages open on his desktop, and then you come in with your one. And your one could be, what do you want to wear for kindy? Are you hungry? Don't walk out in front of that car. Come back. Or where are you? Sort of thing like that. But it just needs to get in there with all his other stuff because he's just got other stuff going on. And it's pretty brutal, and it's hard for, like, there was one parent out there, I think, who would say it wasn't anything but super hard to deal with because, like I say, it's not... You don't know at this stage, we don't know what it is or what caused it, or if it's fixable, if it's not fixable, if he'll get through it, to what stage he'll progress, and that's scary. It's scary. And as a parent, like I say, that comes back to that thing of, do you, I want everything to be good. I want things to be better, or I want things in a year's time so that we will hopefully, if there's a way to get through this or get better than that. But at the same time, what are we doing today? That's really great. Have you had a beautiful day? Have we had a fun day today?
Being present in the day, right?
Yeah.
But so looking back now, has your perspective changed, and would you parent any differently knowing what you know now?
I would have wished I'd put some more money in the bank.
That's a given, Mikey.
Yeah, that's it. When it's unexpected, you don't see. Yeah, you're not really. So you're kind of going to spend all the money on yourself.
What would you tell Mikey 5 years ago?
When you don't have a child and everyone else says, oh, it'll change your life, it's the most important thing ever, you go, So it's sort of redundant saying it, but it sort of is. You sort of realise what you're here for. Yeah, there's a very primal thing that comes with having a child that is obviously not for everyone and obviously not necessarily going to happen to everyone, but when it does, it's you do realise some good home truths about being a human.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Not so much a dad. And also, like with everything in life, there's a lot of parenting which is just go with your gut.
Yeah.
Which I've learnt, which is when you ask me.
I was hoping you'd come to that conclusion, use your intuition.
Yeah, the one benefit of being side dad is like, yes, I go, okay, I'm going to make this call. And then, oh, look, that was the right call. Yes.
Yeah.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mikey. That was really enlightening. And, yeah, we got to some
I hope
good,
so.
good spaces.
I don't purport to be Dad of the Year. I'd like
Don't say all that stuff because it's you're a fantastic dad. Don't worry about all that stuff. Now go get your kid because you're late. A big thanks to Elevit and Elevit for supporting the show and for supporting all the Kiwi parents out there. Make sure you're subscribed to the show on your podcast app